I finally launched my first coaching program. And I made 3 major mistakes along the way that almost cost me everything. So let's go through each one by one, exactly what I'm fixing for the next launch. Because if you're about to launch your coaching program, your online business, your online offer, whatever it is, you need to know those mistakes so that you don't repeat them. And if you want to know if I made sales so far and how many, stay till the end because I'm going to tell you everything. Come on, sit down. Let me give you some context, okay? I'm a launch strategist, a baby new launch strategist behind a content creators online coaching brand. And I've been documenting on this channel the whole launch as well as just my journey becoming a launch strategist. And we just launched the beta version of our offer through a webinar. It was essentially a webinar to test launch the offer before we actually launch it to the public. Mistake number 1. The bonus that almost didn't exist. Weeks before the launch, my business partner and I decided to give our beta buyers a bonus that it completely left my mind that someone actually had to design it, build it, and set it up for delivery. Like, what? When I realized that we were, set up to do the webinar in 10 days. So the bonus got billed 10 days before the webinar. The stress of having to add a whole new task mid-prep on top of an already packed schedule. As a first-time launch strategist, I can't do all those things at once. That was a lot and honestly kind of a stupid mistake, not gonna lie. It was just one of those things where
I left my mind.
My fix for the next launch. Anything, and I mean anything that gets decided in advance needs a verification checkpoint in the roadmap, no exception. Mistake number 2, the Zoom add-in we almost bought on time. My business partner and I had already decided we wanted a Zoom webinar add-on. It was our best option and we knew exactly that it covered everything that we needed. But it's kind of expensive, all right? And we've been preparing the webinar for a month and so we didn't want to take the add-on and have to pay, I think it was like around $200 a month on top of the subscription. So I had the genius idea of being like, hey, how about we book it like super last minute so we only have to pay the $200 once and we forgot. I forgot. I'm not even going to put this on Elizabeth, my business partner, because that was fooling me. That was all me. I was in the middle of prepping everything for the very first time with no mentor, no one telling me what to do, just me, Claude, hopes and dreams, and Jesus Christ. And I was just kind of stressing and I kept on having limiting beliefs thinking that I'm doing something that I don't know how to do and I'm way above my league or below my whatever, you get the idea. And so it just slipped my mind. By the time I was done setting up the registration page and sending out invites to our private list, it hit me. But it was already too late. When I sent out invitations with the registration link for them to register to the meeting I scheduled, well, if you want to add on a webinar, you have to create a whole new meeting. So it was either we give up on webinar or we look like a mess, like a hot mess, like, hey, wrong link I sent you. And that would be catastrophic in itself because some people may not see the second email. Then, so ultimately, I decided to just stick to the regular meeting. And that created us 2 major problems down the line. Major consequence number 1, no universal link. One thing I never anticipated is that without the webinar add-on, there's no universal, join link? Yeah. Producer Scott, I realized that the Zoom add-on doesn't actually automatically give you a universal link. So the real fix is to remove Zoom's built-in registration feature and instead create your own. So design your own registration page. That way you can still track registrations without having to rely on Zoom's built-in and have to deal with that damn unique link feature. Back to the story. That meant that every single person that registered for the webinar were sent a separate email with their personal, customized, personalized link, which meant the second someone lost that email, didn't see it, didn't find it, or forgot about it, they were kind of logged out of the meeting. And there was no way for me to send it out to everyone. Like, hey, here's the link for everyone to join. A lot of people have fatigue. If you have to look through a second email, oh yeah, I registered to this webinar, but I'm gonna have to go find the second email. Let's say you receive your second email the day you register, but the webinar isn't a week from now, right? Days pass, weeks pass, and then the day of the webinar, you're like, oh my gosh, it's today. Let me just join it. Wait, where is that email with the link? They're gonna scroll maybe 1, 2 seconds, 3. After 3 seconds, some people are just gonna give up. And how do I know this affected us to the extent I'm telling you? Well, like I said, it was a very private event. We invited only her private list, not many people. And we had 35 registrations, which for us was okay, seeing the number of people we had invited, right? And guess how many people attended? Just no. Just guess. Yeah, I'm waiting. You're thinking 20? 15? Ooh, 10? That's bad. 7! Yep, 7 people out of 35. And also another thing, because we didn't take the webinar add-on, we weren't able to hide how many people were there. So it was extra embarrassing. It was extra embarrassing that the viewers could see there's no one. I tried to recover attendances. So I sent out 2 emails. The first one was on the dot when we started. I sent out an email to all the people invited saying, we just started, not too late to join, with the registration link for them to register and get their link, instead of having an email where like, we already started, here's the link to immediately join, which we couldn't do that because we didn't have a universal. Do you understand? Do you see where I'm getting at now? So that's one. We got 5 people that clicked on that link. 5 people clicked on that link within a couple of minutes. None of them joined. You see, there was a barrier. Obviously, you wouldn't click on the link this late into the game not to join. At least you peep. And you're like, that's not interesting. Get out. No, they didn't even come in. That was the first email I sent the second email 20 minutes in. I said, we're 20 minutes in, but it's not too late to join. Elizabeth is about to start talking about the thing now. 5 more people clicked on the link. Nobody joined. Same problem. There was too many friction points in between them and joining our webinar. Major consequence number 2. The chat kind of broke. We wanted to block the chat and the attendees from chatting with each other, although there were like 7 people there, so. But anyways, we wanted them to not chat with each other and only interact with me and Elizabeth, so the host and the co-host. And I was told that, well, by Claude, that even though we don't have the webinar add-on, we can still do this. We can still block the chat from each other and only chat with hosts and co-hosts, which is true. But like, it's literally true. There isn't a joint thread of this is you speaking to the host and co-host. No, they could only chat to the host, which was Elizabeth, or the co-host. Although there's only 7 people, one thing about our audience is they are warm. We've been warming them. So they were still interacting and they were still there asking questions, answering questions. And I thought no one, mind you, I thought no one was answering the whole time until I hear Elizabeth say, wow, great answer. Great answer where? I didn't see no answers. And that's when I realized I can't see the chat. I'm supposed to moderate questions. I'm supposed to save their questions for her at the end. I'm supposed to moderate all these things and I can't even see what's going on. At one point, Elizabeth accidentally clicks on the mute button, so she mutes herself. And people in the chat are saying it. You're on mute, you're on mute. And I can't see it. So she spoke on mute for, I'd say, a good four minutes. Yeah. Without us being able to know until she saw it, which could have been avoided if I was able to see the chat and moderate, but I couldn't do that because we had a regular Zoom meeting. So the fix for the next launch, we are using Zoom webinar. No questions asked. No questions asked. We are using Zoom webinar. And mistake number 3, the email sequence I thought was done. I had invited the potential attendees 10 days before the due date. And so in those 10 days, I had a five email sequence that had already drafted. They were already scheduled. Everything was done in my head. One less thing to worry about, right? Boy, was I wrong. It literally became a brand new task that I had to handle mid-webinar while not seeing the chat, while panicking because there's nobody joining. And the only reason why I noticed is because I like signing up to webinars sometimes, even if I'm not going to attend, but just to see the mechanism. And so I had signed up to another webinar on that same day. And I remember receiving many alerts that day. It's in an hour. It's in 30 minutes. It's now. It started 10 minutes ago. It started 20 minutes ago. Just that one day, 5 to 6, 7 emails in one day for one for one event. And I was thinking, wait, I got 5 for 10 days. She sent 7 in one day. That's when I realized that I'm missing something. 5 email in 10 days is not enough. One every 2 days, sorry. And then just one the day off. No, they need reminders every 30 minutes, every 20 minutes, every this and that. And I had to draft them, on the go. I noticed it early enough to fix it, but not early enough to fix it like early enough, if that makes sense. Oh, mind you, the link situation, I also noticed it the day of. I didn't realize it before that. It was the day of when I was seeing low attendances, that I was like, maybe if I sent out the universal link in that one email, and that's when I realized all those things all at once while we were live. So I had to send this email while live, while couldn't see the chat. It was just a sweet mess. The fix for the next launch, obviously a way longer and more sophisticated, more thought of email sequence. So you might be asking, did I get buyers? Out of 7 people, we had 1 buyer and 1 person that expressed so much interest, but was only blocked by price. So 1 buyer plus 1 major interest. That's a win in my book. And let me tell you exactly why that is. This was a beta launch. I don't even know how to pronounce beta in English. Beta? I'm going to say beta, okay? This is a beta launch. So yeah, this is a beta launch. This is a beta launch, all right? So we only pitched to 7 people, and the goal of this launch was for us to validate the offer. It wasn't for us to make revenue. If it was for us to make revenue, we would have invited a bigger pool of people anyway. So we wanted to validate, does somebody want what we're selling? Is somebody picking up what we're putting down? We did not build a single lesson. We did not sit down and film a single lesson, script a single lesson, created a single template, an artifact, homework. None of that at all. We basically sold an idea. We basically sold a potential. We told them the truth. This program doesn't exist yet, but if it were to exist, you can buy it now at a discounted price and you will save your spot for when we launch it to the whole world. Now the market spoke to us, told us, only 7 people, you still managed to sell to 1 person? That's crazy. So if there was 14 people, maybe 2 people would buy. And so forth. 21 people, 3 people will buy, and so forth. That's a huge win, and that's a huge indicator that the offer is actually enticing. The offer is actually desirable. Offer validated. So now we actually have to build it. Like lock in, create the course, script the course, design the slides, film the courses, edit them inside with the slides, choose our platform where we're gonna host it, organize the homework, do the whole shebang. There is so much to do, and this excites me so much. This is just the beginning. So if you're not subscribed yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe, because I'm sharing this whole journey with you, good or bad. Also, if you're interested in seeing exactly how things went down that day, I vlogged the whole thing. So I'm gonna put the video somewhere in the screen here. Click on it and go watch it now. It was so lovely to speak with you guys. I feel like it's been so long since I've done a little video, so I'm so excited, and I'll see you in the next video. But until then, keep growing with grace.